All right, so reports have been released today that Diego Costa is back in training for Chelsea. And if I was a Chelsea fan, I would have my hands like this and I would be saying, thank you, Lord in heaven, for looking down on the Blues. Now, this is not me over-exaggerating, because I was looking on forums, I was looking at some of the Chelsea fans' views on Diego Costa and the situation. Toys at the pram, threatened to leave to go to China, some rumours. Antonio Conte apparently shouting, well, take your ass to China then, with his Italian accent and sharp suit. What a sharp man that is. And people were saying, we don't need him. We could win without him. We just beat Leicester 3-0. We don't need him. Pedro's scoring. Hazard's playing well. And I was thinking to myself, one, you cannot base it off of a game against Leicester City, who are struggling to put two passes together, never mind, should be looked at as an accurate example of how your team will be playing for the rest of the season. And two, you need to really look at things as to who you're coming up against very soon. The end of January is going to be a very challenging time for Chelsea. They play Liverpool at Anfield and then they play Arsenal. Now, these are two games where you're going to need your star striker. I almost felt when I was reading these forums and these blogs that Will Smith, had just come up to Chelsea fans and just wiped their memory clean like he does in Men in Black, and they suddenly forgot the past, 17 games of the season. Because Diego Costa has been nothing short of phenomenal to that team. That doesn't excuse his childish antics in the training room or whatever else, but it means that you need that player to be at the top of his game if you want to win the Premier League. Could they win it without him? Who knows? But based on the bipolar way this Premier League works, and teams go up and down, and teams that are in form, out of form, whatever, Chelsea have had a phenomenal run. There is no doubt about that. But Diego Costa has been largely part of that run. He offers an outlet. He is a nightmare against defenders. He scores goals. He links up play. He holds up play. On his day, Diego Costa is easily in my top 5 striker in the world. Easily. Not even a shadow of a doubt when he's on form. So do you need that guy to win the Premier League? I would say you absolutely do. Look at Manchester United versus Liverpool, right? Man United are not Chelsea. Chelsea are very much ahead of Manchester United, and a very good team at that. They have a fundamental system that works very well. They play well. They did play well against Leicester without Costa. But say you come up against a team like Liverpool, which they will come up against. Liverpool close space like no other, like a pack of hyenas, as I like to call them. In triangular fashion, they close, they nullify space, make it hard to play with the ball on the ground. So what did Manchester United do to get back in the game? They resorted to Fellaini, hoof it to Fellaini, and they got back into the game. Wasn't pretty, wasn't the best example of any sort of special type of tactics. Mourinho made a good decision. He had to choose between Rashford and Fellaini, and he went with height. Say Chelsea come up against a similar snag. Are they going to need a Diego Costa, or are they going to rely on a Pedro to win the ball in the air? Or are they going to rely on a Batshuayi, who hasn't proven himself yet in the small space of time that he's been given, albeit they still know what Diego Costa will do. So you better believe and bet anything that Roman Abramovich is willing to give you that Chelsea will need a Diego Costa to win that game. And they'll need a Diego Costa against Arsenal, a team that embarrassed them in their previous game. That was a turning point in Antonio Conte's season. Chelsea are different now. But I'm not blinded by their great run of form to think that they don't need a star striker, because he's been largely part of that, not just with goals, but with the way their system works. I see football as X's and O's. I always have. It's tactics, it's strategy, it's a massive chess match, and this is one pawn, as people will call him, that is a special pawn. He is the knight. He's not the queen or the king, but he's crucial if you want to win the overall game. And I think that it's just stupidity to say that Chelsea could win the Premier League without him, when you know fine well this guy has been crucial going forward. So mend those ties, build the bridges, make him pretty and happy again, and get him back on the park if you want to win this Premier League trophy.